بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum. Today we begin a new lesson on an important topic in Arabic grammar, and that is Tamyeez. The basic idea of Tamyeez is very beautiful and very practical. Tamyeez is a noun that comes to remove ambiguity. In other words, when something is still not fully clear, the Tamyeez comes and makes the meaning specific. This lesson begins with a very useful explanation. In Arabic grammar, Tamyeez is a noun that removes ambiguity and clarifies what is unclear, especially when the listener may ask questions like, in what sense? How much? Of what? To what extent? This is the heart of the lesson. Tamyeez comes when a word or sentence leaves something vague, and the grammar then brings another noun to explain it. The page gives a very simple example. If someone says, Zaidun ahsanu, Zaid is better, the listener may immediately ask, better in what sense? Then the clarification may come as Zaidun ahsanu khuluqan. Zaid is better in character. Here, the word khuluqan is the tamyeez. It clarifies the vague comparison. Without it, the meaning is incomplete in the mind, even if the sentence is grammatically complete. Then the page explains the general function of tamyeez very clearly. Tamyeez is used to clarify or specify quantity, quality, type, extent. So, tamyeez removes ambiguity either from another word or from the meaning of the sentence as a whole. Now the page lists the main features of tamyeez. Let us go through them carefully. First, tamyeez is usually one noun. That means it normally comes as a single noun, not as a full clause. Second, it is usually indefinite, meaning nakira. Third, it is often in the accusative case, that is, mansub. The wording on the page is good here because it says often, not always. Fourth, sometimes, especially with some numbers and measures, it may come majrur. And fifth, the thing before it is what needs clarification. So when we identify tamyeez, we must ask, what is the vague word or vague idea that is being clarified? Then a very important statement. Ismu tamyeez is a noun that clarifies a vague word or even a whole sentence by removing ambiguity. The example given is, Ayyukum ahsanu amalan. Which of you is best in deed? Here the word being clarified is ahsanu. Best in what? Best in amalan, in deed. So, amalan is the tamyeez. Now the page gives the key features of tamyeez in a more structured form. 1. Purpose. The purpose of tamyeez is to clarify an indefinite or non-specific quantity, quality, or extent. It answers questions like, how much? Of what? To what extent? In what sense? This is an excellent summary and should be remembered carefully. 2. Status. Tamyeez is usually indefinite and very often mansub, though not always. 3. Common types. Now the page gives us two common types of tamyeez. The first is quantitative tamyeez, tamyeezul kamiyya. This specifies quantity or amount. The example is, ishtaraitu ishrina kitaban. I bought 20 books. Here, kitaban is the tamyeez, because it clarifies what the number 20 refers to. 20 what? 20 books. So this is a very clear example of quantitative tamyeez. The second is qualitative tamyeez, tamyeezun nawiyya. This specifies the meaning, type, or respect in which something is described. The example is, Ana aktharu minka malan. I am greater than you in wealth. Here, malan is the tamyeez. It tells us in what respect the comparison is being made. So, this is qualitative Tamyeez. So the lesson of this first page is this. Tamyeez is the noun that removes vagueness. It may clarify a number, a comparison, a measure, a respect, or a whole unclear meaning. That is why it is such an important topic in Arabic. So the teaching line for this page is, Tamyeez answers the question, in what sense, how much, of what, or to what extent? And the memory line is, when the meaning feels vague, Tamyeez comes to make it clear. Now we come to the real Quranic examples. We learned what Tamyeez is, in theory, a noun that removes ambiguity and makes the meaning clear. As we go through these examples, I want you to keep asking the same question again and again. What is the unclear word or meaning, and how is the Tamyeez clarifying it? That is the key to understanding every example on this page. The first example is, Rabbi zidni ilman. My Lord, increase me in knowledge. Here the verb zidni means increase me, but the question is, increase me in what? The Tamyeez is ilman, so ilman clarifies the area or respective increase. This is a very beautiful and famous Quranic example of Tamyeez. The second example is, Inni ra'aytu ahada ashara kawkaban. Indeed, I saw 11 stars. Here, the number ahada ashara leaves us asking, 11 what? The Tamyeez is kawkaban, which clarifies the counted thing. So, this is a very clear example of quantitative Tamyeez. The third example is, Wa wa'adna Musa thalathina laylatan. We promised Musa 30 nights. Again, the number thalathina makes us ask, 30 what? The Tamyeez is laylatan, nights. So this is another quantitative example where the Tamyeez explains the counted unit. The fourth example is, Walladina amanu ashaddu hubban lillah. But those who believe are stronger in love for Allah. Here the word ashaddu means stronger or more intense, but stronger in what? The Tamyeez is hubban, love. So hubban clarifies the respect in which the believers are stronger. This is a very good example of qualitative Tamyeez. The fifth example is, Wa man ahsanu min Allahi hukman. But who is better than Allah in judgment? Here ahsanu means better, and the listener asks, better in what sense? The Tamyeez is hukman, in judgment. So this is another clear qualitative Tamyeez, because it clarifies the field of comparison. The sixth example is, Ayyukum ahsanu amalan. Which of you is best indeed? Again, ahsanu means best, but best in what? The Tamyeez is amalan. This is one of the clearest textbook examples of Tamyeez in the Qur'an, and it is very useful for students to memorize. The seventh example is, Wa akhi Harunu huwa afsahu lisanan. My brother Harun is more fluent than me in tongue. Here, afsahu means more fluent, and the listener asks, more fluent in what? The Tamyeez is lisanan, meaning speech or tongue. So again, the Tamyeez clarifies the respect of comparison. The eighth example is, Tamatta'u fidarikum thalathata ayamin. Enjoy yourselves in your homes for 3 days. Here, thalathata gives the number, and ayamin clarifies the counted thing. So this is another quantitative Tamyeez. The ninth example is, Wa lan tablugal jibala tulan. And you will never reach the mountains in height. Here tulan is the Tamyeez. It clarifies in what respect the reaching is being negated, not in distance, not in width, but in height. This is a very elegant example because the Tamyeez explains the extent or dimension. The 10th example is, Inna hadha akhi lahu tis'un wa tis'una najatan. Indeed, this my brother has 99 sheep. Here tisun wa tis'una is the number, and najatan is the tamyiz, clarifying what is being counted. Again, this is quantitative tamyiz. The 11th example is alladhi khalaqa sab'a samawatin tibaqan, the one who created 7 heavens in layers. Here sab'a samawatan gives the number and the counted noun, and tibaqan adds the clarification of how those heavens are arranged, in layers, one above another. So this is an example where the tamyiz clarifies the form or arrangement. The 12th example is Ana aktharu minka malawu wa a'ajju nafaran. I am more than you in wealth and stronger in respect of men. Here we actually have 2 tamyiz-like clarifications. Malan clarifies in what respect he is greater. Nafaran clarifies in what respect he is stronger. So this is a very rich example because it shows how tamyiz can clarify more than one comparison in the same sentence. The 13th example is Laqad khalaqna al-insana fi ahsani taqwimin. Indeed, we created man in the best stature. Here, taqwimin clarifies the phrase ahsani, best in what? Best in form, mold, stature, or constitution. So this is another excellent example of qualitative tamyiz. So now, let us summarize what this page teaches us. These Quranic examples show us that tamyiz may clarify a number, as in kawkaban, laylatan, ayamin, najatan, a comparison, as in huban, hukman, amalan, lisanan, an extent or dimension, as in tulan, or a form or state, as in taqwimin. This is why tamyiz is such an important topic. It is the grammar of clarification. It takes a vague word and turns it into a clear meaning. So the teaching line for this lesson is, tamyiz in the Qur'an shows us exactly what is being counted, compared, measured, or clarified. And the memory line is, when the listener asks, what exactly, tamyiz gives the answer. Alhamdulillah. This brings us to the end of this lesson. If you found this video useful, we warmly encourage you to join our online complete self-study course at Al-Qur'an Institute, designed for you to learn at your own time and space, where you will receive unlimited access to our PDF materials, multiple choice questions with answers, exams, and a certificate of completion. You can enroll through our website www.alquraninstitute.net or contact support directly from the website. If you benefited from this video, please like and share, subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon to receive all future lessons. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make your Quranic Arabic journey easy, fill your heart with clarity and love for His words, and reward you abundantly in this world and the hereafter.